Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another recreational programming session with Mr. Azuzin. So today I decided to do a little bit of a slop stream and look into this very interesting programming language called a D. Right, so it's a general purpose programming language with a static typing, system level access, and C-like syntax. With the D programming language, write fast, read fast, and run fast! I didn't fucking expect that. It's just like... You better fucking run! After you program to this language, you better fucking run! So fast code. So yeah, it's kind of like D is an interesting language. I already programmed in this language in the past, right? So, but it was a long time ago. I kind of already forgot everything about this language. So it's gonna be sort of like almost like a new experience for me, Kappa, right? I do remember a few things about it, but not that much. And what's interesting is that, as far as I know, this is the original C++ killer. The original one, because I remember D being a thing since I actually started programming. Right, when was the first release of the D programming language? What the fuck am I looking at? D programming language. I think Google is having a seizure. So here's the Wikipedia, and it came out first appeared 2000. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, because like I started to program in 2006, and I remember D being a thing like since forever, right? Like I started programming, I already heard about this language. It's like insanely old language, not as old as Python, for example, right? So Python is from 1991, mind you, right? So it's from 1991. The first version of Python was written for DOS. Right, so there's a Python 3, so that means everybody knows Python 2, but that also implies there was Python 1, and Python 1 was originally developed for DOS. That's how fucking old Python is. So yeah, D is a thing, and I remember it forever, and it was the original C++ killer that is not trying to be backward compatible with C and C++ on a syntactical level. Right, so it's just like way before Rust, way before Zeek, way before Odin, Walter Bright, the creator of this language, tried to pull this thing off for many fucking years, for almost like 24 years, as you can see, and still didn't manage to do that. So just like telling you how many chances Zeek and Odin have to replace C and C++. Walter Bright has been trying to do that for 24 years. So, oh, maybe he just did it incorrectly. I don't fucking know, but just saying. What's interesting about this language is that it feels like C++. It is as powerful as C++, but on top of that, it has a little bit of a toy scripting language bullshit. It has fucking garbage collector. And it's kind of funny that they didn't put that on the front page. It is really fucking funny that they didn't put that on the front page, even though it's the like one of the like major features of this language is that it's fucking garbage collected. This motherfucker is garbage collected, and they're fucking ashamed of that. They're fucking ashamed of that. They don't put it on the front page. But I'm here, I'm exposing them, it is garbage collected. So, which actually makes it fall into the same category as Go. Because this is a statically typed native, right? So it's a native language that compiles to native executable, but it has a garbage collector, so it's kind of a on the same level as Go, which is not bad, by the way. Go actually occupies a very cool niche, right? So it occupies a very cool niche of a sort of like a semi-slop languages. You know what I'm talking about? Like a semi-slop languages. It's like, it's not full slop languages like Python or JavaScript, which are like full on fucking slop. Right, but this one, they're like a semi-slop, right? So it's a semi-slop languages. But what's interesting is that there's even something cooler. D has a very special mode called Better C mode, and that's what caught my attention. It has a Better C mode. So, do they give a definition? Okay, so Better C. Implementation defined better C is typically enabled by setting minus beta C flag. Do you have a definition, my friend? Why don't you have a definition? Right, so they didn't put a definition what they mean by better C, but I can tell you that better C is essentially about retaining certain features of the D programming language and disabling certain other features, specifically garbage collection, runtime types, classes. They disable dynamic arrays in. Okay, stream is over. Fuck that shit. Okay, I'm joking. So anyway, essentially, better C mode disables all of the slop features of D, leaving D being like a serious language. Right, it's a semi-slop language with an optional slop. This, but the camera, the FPS of the camera is kind of like a drop. Okay, everything's fine. Yeah, it's a semi-slop language with a disableable slop. This is a very interesting niche to explore. Seriously. And this is why I want to look into that language one more time. So let's fucking go, my friend. Let's fucking go. So its documentation has like a lot of interesting things like articles and stuff like that. Right. So these are just like not manual, not a reference manual or anything like that. This is just a collection of random articles, which I believe Walter Bright himself actually like wrote. And it has the article called C2D. CD's nuts. Okay, so, and basically it's a programming in D for C programmers. Every experienced C programmer, I'm gonna basically role play as a TTS streamer today, so I'm gonna read an article. And as I read the article, maybe I'm gonna actually go switch to text editor and try some of the features in here. So every experienced C programmer accumulates a series of idioms and techniques which become second nature. Sometimes when learning a new language, those idioms can be so comfortable it's hard to see how to do the equivalent in the new language. So here's a collection of common C techniques and how to do the corresponding task in D. Since C does not have object-oriented features, there is a separate section for object-oriented issues programming in D for C++ programmers. The C preprocessor is covered in C, the C preprocessor versus D. Okay, so getting the size of a type, the C way, size of the type, just size of the type. Use of size of property. Learner. Exposed. Fucking exposed. Fucking exposed. You can't that easily trick Zozin. Zozin will expose fucking everything. We see you. We see what you did. We fucking see what you. And D is older. D is older. It's from 2001. It's. Wait. We caught you. We fucking caught you. Anyway. The D situation is crazy. Actually, maybe let's actually have a little bit of a coding, right? So let's not just read, right? So even though I'm cosplaying as a TTS streamer, we're not purely TTS streamer. We do TTS and then also code. That's very important. So let's fucking go. Let's do something like D. Can I write like hello world in here? I even have an extension for this thing. I wonder, do I have like an extension built into Emacs, or does it come from the times when I used to program in D? So it is located in here. Yeah, I actually have it installed separately as a separate package, right? So because I already said that I programmed in D very long time ago, and my config comes from the like those times, right? So I probably just installed this extension and forgot about it. So I do have extension for that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking convenient, my friend. Okay, so how do you fucking write to the console? It's kind of weird when you tried so many different fucking languages. You don't remember shit, right? So you just like use them and completely forget, and you kind of have to learn them from scratch every single fucking time. Okay, so I remember that you have to import std.io. For some reason you have to say std twice, okay? So then I suppose the entry point is just like a void main. Right, so void main, and to write to the console is actually right. Like Pascal, look at that. I really appreciate that. And it even acts like a Pascal where you just list things using comma. I do appreciate that. I actually do appreciate that. So, okay, let's do write len. Can you indent this shit for me? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So how about some hello world? So I already installed C compiler. It's called DMD. Right, so I think it's called like a digital Mars compiler, right? So that's what it is. So there you go. All rights reserved by Walter Bright. This is the creator of this language. And by the way, I really recommend you to Google up Walter Bright and his talks. He's actually insanely cool programmer, right? So, and he has a lot of experience, right? So find his talks on different topics, especially on memory allocation. I think he has like a very famous talk about memory allocation, where he goes over all different kinds of memory management and memory allocation and basically gives you a brief summary of how they work and when they should be used. And what's funny is that D actually supports all of the possible memory management things, right? So it's kind of cool. I really recommend his talks. So I suppose the way we compile this entire thing is just like we do it like that, and we've got a compile. Look at that. So it's a 1 megabyte executable file. All right. Does it depend on any bullshit? This is reasonable. Depends on libgcc. But apart from that, it's just like, yeah, it's like it's a native executable. We can even take a look at this kind of stuff. Yeah, it's a Elf64 with debug information and Scheisse. So let's actually try to run the whole thing, and it says hello world. So that's how easy it is to do that. Main.o, I suppose it just created it as part of creating an executable. So yeah, I think basically that's what happened in here. Okay, so what do we have in here? So this is how you you know, do the size of all of these things. Usually you want to be able to take the size of certain type when you working on a low level with bytes and stuff like that. And I can try to do something like write len int size of, right, and it is equal to int size of. It even highlights that. Look at that. So, but it's just like Emacs mode. Can I do dmd main.d, and I'm gonna just run this? Okay, so this is int is you know, 4 bytes. So what else do we have in here? Do we have double? Something like double. Yeah, and double is 8 bytes. Okay, so that looks reasonable. That looks reasonable. I wonder, is like, does it have any build tools? I vaguely remember D actually had some sort of a build tool. D build tool. Right. So DBT, is that a DBT? So there's a several build system. DBT is a standard for data. Google and 2025, by the way. Dub. Yeah. I do kind of remember Dub. And it's also like a package it's a package management. It's fucking slop build systems. Fucking slop build systems. Ew. Fucking ew. Disgusting. It's not even updated that fucking frequently. Last month. Nobody even fucking uses it. Anyways, so let's actually continue. We're definitely not going to be using that, right? So we definitely slop downloads. Nope.d. Nope.d. So we have actually library reference. I do remember that. So do we have some interesting stuff? Something like maybe prot. Function for starting and interacting with other processes. Spawn process, okay. Holy shit, that's a pretty rich fucking signature. Look at that. That's a lot to unpack from just a signature of spawn process. Okay, so we have a save features first of all. So there is a save features. There is a scope modifier for the arguments in here. And here we have const, I have no idea what the fuck is that. And then we have a bunch of other things, but look at that, it has default parameters. So that means all we care about is this. All of that, all of the other things are kind of optional. Right, so what this thing does, and I barely know D, by the way, right? So I kind of know that it's kind of like C++, it has templates and whatnot. Right, so all we care about is this argument. So I should be able to just spawn things. Do you have, it has, holy fucking, run DMD, bro, Walter Bright, and oh my god, he anticipated people like me. Oh, holy shit. Oh, He showed an example how to compile D from D. This is fucking cool. I really fucking appreciate that. So we gotta create Nope. But the thing about Nope is that it's not only just builds the target program, it also rebuilds itself. Right, so that's kind of the thing, that it also reveals itself. So, okay, let's create something like nope.d. We're gonna import std.io, and this one is std process, right? So, and in here, we're gonna have something like main. And let's just try to run this entire thing. So it returns something called, oh, it has an inference. Look at that. It has an inference, right? So you don't have to provide, and it's like kind of like a C++ inference with auto and scheisse. I wonder why they decided to go with auto and not var. Probably to make it more convenient for C++ developers. So that's probably what happened in here. So what is a big O? What the fuck is a big O? Let me see. So if I do compile, DMD, do you have a help, mein Freund? Okay, so big O. Optimize. Ah! It doesn't even have numbers. Right, it has only one level of optimization. Optimize, блядь, сука. Оптимизируй нахуй. Or not optimize, right? So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of base. Like none of that. Oh, 01, 02. Fucking optimize, блядь. Or not. So that's pretty cool. So also release, let's actually not enable any of that scheiße, right? Let's not enable anything. And in here, we're gonna just try to build this thing. So, and obviously you have to wait. Can I click on this thing? Can I click on this thing? I kind of want to like explore the source codes of all of these things. Do I have it installed somewhere? Just a second, right? XBS query rs/dmd. Okay, so here's the compiler that I installed. Do you have all of the where is the... Wait. Where does it get all of that shit from then? Maybe it depends on something. Okay, so can you just give me like a summary of the dependencies? Ah, I do remember. Yeah. I just remembered that D has a standard library, which is a kind of like a separate package, and it's called Phobos. I have no idea why, but the standard library of D is called Phobos, and I think it comes from the time when D had two standard libraries. There was a time, long time ago. Oh, it's like a Cosmars. Yeah. Okay, so the company that is making D is called Digital Mars, and Phobos, as far as I know, is a satellite of Mars. Oh my god! I just realized, holy shit, this is funny. Okay, so the Mars, and you have a satellite. God fucking damn it. And yes, Deimos is probably the same. It only occurred to me, like, I knew about that for a long time, but I never actually made a connection between Mars and Phobos. Holy fuck. Okay, this is funny. So let's take a look. XBPS query rf. There you fucking go. So, oh, it's an includes. All right. So can I go into include D? Okay. So what else do we have in here? So do I do, it's like straight up std. Oh, okay. So it's just basically like this. So written in the D programming language. No shit, Sherlock. No fucking way. Who would have thought? Thank you. Anyways, so process. So it was something like, I remember it was something like a safe auto. It's not actually exactly like that. Look at that. That's bizarre. Oh, it's not auto. Yeah. All right. No, it's not there. Spawn process. All right. Yeah. Here it is. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Escape shell arguments. Oh, it's even cross-platform, motherfucker. The FPS of the camera is falling again. So that means whatever the shit I write in it is gonna work on Windows and POSIX, right? So depending on, oh, it just, And this is a conditional compilation. This is actually a very cool way of doing conditional compilation, like versus version Windows, version POSIX and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And here's an unreachable. Static assert. Damn. Damn. Who needs Jai? Zig in D. Bro. When was the first release of Zig? When was the first release of Zig? What the fuck is this Zoomer language? 2016? Bro. How about 2001? Get out of here. Zig for Zoomer. This is the real shit. This is the real shit. Anyways. Andrew wasn't even born. Bro, okay, whatever. Didn't want to make that joke, but I mean. So, DMD PID. So we have to wait. All right, so the reason why I want you to look into that, I want you to do wait. So we have in here, do you accept the PID? There we go. Okay, perform wait true. Okay, so it also asserts is null. That's very bizarre. Call and wait on null PID. Cool. So if not wait DMD PID, I suppose can we just return something like 69, otherwise return 0? Can we do that? So I'm going to do DMD nob.d. All right. So I'm going to do nob. And okay, so it didn't work, but I don't really know why. Something weird happened. Not equal 0. Not equal 0. So, and that's the problem in here, chat. That's the problem. I have to rebuild the build system so I can rebuild my main application. So, and that's kind of like a disadvantage of Nob, right? So that you have to work around and stuff like that. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so another thing in here is that it doesn't echoes the command that we're trying to print. Can we do something like a write ln? Right. So let's put this entire thing. I'm gonna just like assume how this entire shit works, right? So CMD. So this one, what's this one? Spawn process. Where is the spawn process? So I suppose I'm gonna just like straight up grab this signature and I'm gonna put it in here. I have no idea what the fuck scope means and what the fuck all of that means. I'm gonna just like assume this is how you do all of that stuff. So in here, I'm gonna move this entire thing in here. So this one is a PID, and this one is arguments, right? So this is just an arguments. And maybe here we could return something like Boolean. So that means we can simply return something like this. Okay, but on top of that, I want to echo the command that we're currently executing. So I wonder, can I just do something like that? Because write len seems to be polymorphic, right? So you can probably provide numbers in here and stuff like that. What if I provide like an entire array in here? Will it actually print that? So in here, I'm going to take this entire thing and I'm going to put it in here. And so let's go to the compilation errors, any potential compilation errors that may occur in here. Okay, identified identifier, DMD PID, so let's call it PID. Cool. And that seems to be working. So now if I try to run nob, it actually prints that. So that's pretty cool. So it like basically renders like these complex types. I don't have to write my own printers or anything like that. I can just like provide the type and it will, you know, print it accordingly. This is kind of cool. So it would be kind of nice to maybe put something like CMD in here. Right. So we have to rebuild and rerun the whole thing. Yeah. So now it looks more like nob. I think it's pretty cool. So maybe we can even inline the whole thing like that, right? So because we don't really need PID over itself. So that's pretty cool. So if I introduce like some sort of a error in here, will it actually display that? Okay, so it actually displays that and I can just go ahead and fix my missed semicolons. How about that? How about that? So we got some subs that I didn't acknowledge, like there's a lot of subs. So Hamilton, thank you so much for Twitch Prime. Orkiada, thank you so much for Prime. In Lois, thank you so much for Prime with the message. Almost a year. Thank you so much for a year of Twitch Prime execution. Nicholas Danilon, thank you so much for tier 1 with the message. Oh man, last week I reviewed your Haskell playlist. That is gold. Thanks, you're welcome. So Alex Rice, thank you so much for tier 1 with the message. Hello, Mr. Zuzin. Hello, all X Rise. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. So we need to be able to rebuild the whole Scheisse chat. We need to be able to rebuild the whole Scheisse. Can I accept command line arguments or something like that? So let me see. Can I do something like this? Oh, I can. That's actually kind of cool. That's actually kind of cool. So the reason why we need command line arguments is because because we need to compare the modification date of file, right? And I don't know how to get the file in D, honestly, right? So this is how you do that in C, right? You need to compare the modification date of the file, the current file, and the executable. So that's why we need command line arguments, because this is how knob does that. And if the modification date of the file is bigger than the modification date of the executable, that means the file has been modified and it's time to rebuild itself. Go fucking rebuild itself. So I wonder how to get the current file. Maybe you can just do write a length file. Can you just do something like that? It's probably not gonna work. Oh, so underscore file just works. Do you have also line, bro? Oh, okay. It just has a okay. it just has all of these things. So that means we can work with that. Can we just like implement something like go rebuild yourself, and we have to provide the arguments in here. So let me actually pull out the knob, right? Because maybe I'm gonna steal some implementation from it. So Tsodin knob.h. Go rebuild yourself. Go rebuild yourself macro is actually a wrapper around C function, right, which accepts command line arguments and the current file, which is rather interesting. Right, so here is the arguments and here's the source file. It also accepts an extra file your program, your builder may depend on, but we're not going to be implementing that. So I wonder, can I just like do something like a source path and do file? Is that something I can do? Will that even compile? Apparently I can, right? So I can just like, I don't even need a macro, right? Because I have like a default arguments in here, right? So like I just have default arguments, I can just provide it in here. Okay. So what do we do here? So here we're taking into account Windows, right? So because sometimes you execute without .exe, but the name must be .exe. Right, so here's the binary path. So here's the binary path, and I suppose like we need to shift this entire thing in here, but I don't really know how to shift slices in D, but I can do something like arg0, so I don't even need to know how to shift things. So I'm gonna omit the Windows stuff. Here's we're creating a list of the dependencies. We don't have a list of dependencies. I suppose the most important function that we need in here is needs rebuild. So specifically, I think we're going to implement a version that accepts only one dependency. So basically output, input, and output. So let's have something like needs rebuild. So here is going to be output path, and here is going to be input path. Right, so here is going to be false. So, and essentially, if needs rebuild, so the output path is binary path and the input path is the third path. If we don't need rebuild, we can just return out of this function and continue executing. The way you're supposed to use this function is you just put it like that, right? Internally, it will look into the binary file and source file, will try to determine that rebuild is needed or not, and if it's not needed, it just returns out of that function and continues executing itself. So that's basically what it does. It just continues executing itself. All right, so if the rebuild is needed, so this is where it becomes kind of interesting. Right, so let's actually go back into here. So rebuild here is needed. And here's the funny thing. We need to, okay, so we need to maybe format strings. Is it possible to format strings in D? So do you have... There is a string in here, so that's pretty cool. Can you format for... Oh, so it's a completely separate. This package provides a string formatting functionality using printf style format strings. Holy fucking shit. It's BNF scheiße, just like in Rust. Holy fuck. But do you have any examples, Mindpoint? Do you have any examples? It's pretty cool. Can I... Let's go to nobd. I'm gonna just go string. Okay, I imported string. So what I need to do in here, I need to create old binary path, right? So it's gonna be string old binary path, and I need to format this entire thing. So I'm gonna have s and old. So in here I'm gonna just provide the binary path. Will that compile? Will that compile? So let's actually see. I'm just trying things. That fucking compiled. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to print this entire stuff. Old binary path is equal to old binary path. Yep, and let's just like run the whole thing. It didn't print scheiße. It didn't, because it exited. Okay, so let's maybe put it somewhere here. Right, so maybe I'm gonna actually, yeah, there we go. So, okay, so that actually did it correctly, right? So it created a new string. So this is actually perfect, believe it or not. Let's move it in here. So we have old binary path. That's pretty cool. What do? We rename it. So we need a way to work with files, right? But since we have a way to work with processes, do we have a way to work with files? That's a very interesting question. Do you have a file? Motherfucker has everything. Like, what the fuck? Maybe I'm just like lucky. So from to, okay, so, okay, let's rename. So we are renaming binary path to old binary path, right? So we're renaming this entire thing. So, but I also like to kind of like log what exactly I'm doing, right? So similar to like CMD, I want to be able to see what exactly the script is doing, right? So otherwise it's just doing something silently and it's not clear. So let's do rename. So and in here we do binary path to something like this, like an old binary path, right? So, and we just renaming the whole thing. So does it return? It doesn't even return anything. This is kind of interesting. So you can have constraints and shit. And by the way, what the fuck is that? Template parameters list. Do you see that? Oh, I can't actually zoom in on it, but if you do that, it shows you like a pop-up saying that it's a template parameter. I think I vaguely remember, right? So you use, you put templates in sort of like in a second parameter list. Right, in a second parameter. And another thing I just remembered, you pass them by providing like an exclamation mark. Holy shit. So in here you say, okay, so there's two parameters, right? And these are the types of like from one to another one. And here's a bunch of constraints. D already has constraints and shit. Can your C++ do that? How many C++ compilers implement C++23 in its constraints? D already has that and probably had that for many years already. So this thing has to be is some finite character input range, is some string, is convertible to string, and so on and so forth. Who needs Rust? Look at this shit. What RF stands for? I suppose, judging by the name of the function and a parameter, it probably stands for rename from. And RT, judging by the name of the function and the parameter, probably stands for rename to. Does that make sense? Rename from RF, rename to RT. So these are like different types. So it basically supports different combinations of these kind of types. So that's probably what it is. Are you enjoying the D? Yes. Gotcha hypers in the chat. I'm convinced people inventing new languages just to Mr. Lozin can learn them. Yeah, people inventing new languages specifically so I can make more fucking content. That's right. That's right. So thank you so much for the Gotcha Hypers in the chat. I do in fact enjoying the D. Gotcha Hyper in the chat. D is my favorite programming language of all time. Enjoying the D. Ponylang when? Isn't Ponylang like a toy scripting interpreted managed language? Just a second. Why are you suggesting toy languages to Mr. Zozin? Like, why the fuck are you do that? There's a website for Ponylang, open source object-oriented active capability. So, but I need more information about it. Is there any Wikipedia? Who is that, by the way? Is there any Wikipedia in English, please? Pony is a type of small horse, usually measured. It doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. So it's just like, I don't know what the fuck are you talking about, bruv, what the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, so we're renaming this Scheiße. After we renamed that Scheiße, so what do? We now have to, so here we have to rebuild ourselves. Okay, that's cool. So here's the funny thing. C has a lot of different compilers, but D has only one compiler. So we don't even have to kind of worry about anything here. So we can just go ahead and rebuild ourselves with D. So that's what we can do. So we're gonna do DMD, and I'm trying to build like a source path, but I also need to specify, oh yeah, there is actually three, oh fuck. But they are made by the same people, so it doesn't really matter, right? So there's the original DMD, there's a D compiler with the LLVM backend, and there's a one with the GNU backend. For some reason, but I mean, it is what it is. But I want to actually say that the output is going to be binary path. Is there something like a O? So let me see, DMD, help. So let's fucking go. How do you provide the output? For scholar output. Oh, it's a off. Oh, right. So let's fucking go. So we have to do off, and unfortunately that means we have to concatenate. So that means I have to do format as binary path. All right, and this thing may fail, and if it fails, here's the interesting thing. If it fails, I have to rename the whole thing back, right? So I have to rename the whole thing back and fail as well. So this one, I'm renaming old binary to the new binary, right, because it failed, and then I have to exit with like 69 or something like that. So that's what I have to do. So because I failed to recompile myself, so that means I need to modify my own source code. So if it compiled successfully, now I have to run myself. Honestly, I can also delete the old executable, and I think Knob actually does that. Does it delete? Yeah, it does in fact delete the old executable, but it's an experimental feature. It's an experimental feature. So do we have something like delete, remove? Oh, okay. So apparently we do have remove. Yeah, that, wait, I saw something. It probably reads the entire file. Reads a file line by line and parses a line into a single value tuple. So a value, it has tuples? Tuple of value. Who needs Rust, by the way? So here's the interesting thing. Like, again, I knew about D for a long time. I kind of know what it's about. And the thing about D is that it tries to be everything. It literally tries to be everything. Like whatever idiom you want, whatever paradigm you want, it supports it. It supports it. You want C++ template? There you go. There is a C++ template metaprogramming. Oh, you like C and you don't like overbloated feature? There you go. There is a flag that disables all of the bloat. You like polymorphism and garbage? There you go. There is a polymorphism. It accumulates literally everything. And I think the only thing it doesn't have is a borrow checker. Right, so it's just like C++. No, it actually has like accumulates even more idioms than C++. I think it doesn't have a borrow checker, And I honestly don't know the stance of Walter Bright on borrow checker. But here's the thing. The main selling feature of borrow checker is preventing use of the free. It's not the only one, right? So it also kind of prevents some weird data race conditions, right? So, but it's kind of like a side effect of the borrow checker. So the main thing it kind of prevents is use of the free. But if you have garbage collector, you never have use of the free. That's the thing. Here's the funny thing. Right, and look, honestly, it's not that difficult to make a safe language. Everyone is like prizing Rust as sort of like the first ever safe language. Like, holy shit, it's almost like nobody ever thought to make a safe language. Majority of languages on planet Earth are safe, are memory safe. Rust is not unique in that regard. JavaScript is safe. Python is safe. I'm not joking. Those languages I said, Java is safe. All of these languages are safe. And they're safe at the cost of runtime. This is something that Rust developers, Rust propagandists are forgetting to actually say to you, that majority of languages are actually memory safe at the cost of runtime. And the main selling feature of Rust is that it's trying to be memory safe without that runtime cost. But what's funny is that in an ironic attempt to do that, they add a load of runtime cost quite often. Unless you know what you're doing. Unless you know what you're doing. To actually take a full advantage of zero cost abstractions of Rust, you have to be really fucking competent. You really need to fucking understand what you're doing. Otherwise, you're gonna end up cloning everywhere, and it's gonna be basically like a toy managed language anyway, so who fucking cares? At that point, just use Java. So, right. At that point, just use Java. So where I was going with all of that? Anyway, so D has tuples, so which is pretty cool, and they're just like basically templated, right? So because this is how you pass template parameters, and just like, yeah, you have tuples. Pretty cool. So I don't have to define my own structures, apparently. Zero cost runtime abstractions. And zero cost abstractions is not even Rust meme, it's a C++ meme. Bjornisaurus Soup actually came up with this idea. So here's the slurp. We need to delete the file. We need to delete the file. So this is going to be just a remove. Okay. Let's go ahead and fucking do that. Remove old binary. Might as well also log this entire thing. I think I need to wrap all of this like rename and delete functions with sort of wrappers that also echo what they're doing. So this one is going to be remove, and this is basically the old binary. Remove that, and after that, what I'm doing is just like I'm doing cmd. And suppose this is just binary path, right? So this is a binary path. And if it fails, right? If it fails, we just have to basically exit, I think. Just basically exit, and always exit with 0 in here. Right, and we have to really exit in here, because otherwise it's gonna fall through, it's gonna return from the call and execute the old version of itself. As soon as we settle that we need to rebuild ourselves, we rebuild ourselves and we run a new version of ourselves, we, the old version of ourselves, have to exit, otherwise there will be space-time continuum violation or something, right? So essentially you're going to try to execute the old version of yourself. So you have to be very careful with all of that stuff. So that's pretty much it. So the only thing we need to implement is it needs a rebuild, but let's actually try to build the whole thing, and maybe it is going to work. Okay. So rename is not callable using type string. Are you fucking serious? I probably forgot to include file. Man, the template errors in D are no better than in C. Well, I mean, they're slightly better. Okay. So this is a little bit confusing, but I mean, I think C++ is worse. I think C++ is literally worse, right? So it's kind of meh. And I'm still like, what the fuck is the const parameter, like scope parameter for this thing? I don't fucking know. Yeah, templates are pretty nasty. Okay. Levenstein distance, am I right? Nice Levenstein distance you got there. So there's no exit really. So like, do you have some like process or whatever? That's kind of funny. So here's the process. Exit. Maybe I have to actually do thread. Do you have threads? Brovskai. Okay, so I want to go here and maybe. So since I know where the headers are located and stuff like that, can I go threads? Okay, so I don't fucking know. We can try to grep maybe. Grep exit. Exit. How do you do exit? Scope exit. It's not really what. Okay, let's put parentheses in here. Underscore exit. Alright, so this is, but where is it coming from? Okay, oh, it's coming from core sys. Really? I have to, there's no, that's bizarre. So there's also at exit, maybe it's halt? What if it's quit? How do I quit the current process? What the fuck? Run forever. No, I have to exit. So there's also like an import. So there's some core stuff. Huh. Wait, what is core? What is core? So there is a second thing called core in here. Oh, I remember this one. I think I saw this like off screen. STDC. Okay. I can probably use something like this. Do you have an exit? Okay, so we can actually maybe use something like this. Can I just use C at this point? So it's gonna be nobd. Import this thing. Will it work for me if I just like try to build? Okay, it works. Okay, so okay. Maybe there is no like a D exit and you're supposed to use the C one. It's kind of weird, but okay. So here we need to find modification dates of the files. So that means let's find what we have in here. Files. Do you have something like time? Oh, okay. Get times. Get access on. So it accepts. Oh, D has output parameters. Just like Ada. Holy fucking shit. This is not get sex, by the way. This is not get sex. This is a modification date, and it's not necessarily in sex. It's not necessarily in sex. Who needs C#? Who needs Ada? We have D. We got D. All right. So access time, modification time. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about access time. So what is the access time? Time was last accessed. Nah, I don't give a shit. I only care about modification date. But anyways, so here, what we have to do. So I'm taking the output path, and I need an access time. I don't care about it. So I also need modification time. So this one is going to be this one is going to be this. Does it return? It doesn't return anything. Okay, so we'll probably don't have to do that. Man, it uses, I just realized something weird. It uses camel case and I'm using snack case. Bro, why the fuck D uses camel case everywhere? This is disgusting. Man, this is such a cool language and it uses camel case. What the fuck? And I feel like comfortable using snack case when there's like everything in camel case. Less bytes. Well, it's like just buy more hard drive. Like, come on, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so can I just do something like that? Needs rebuild. This is output path. Could you replace that? Boom. boom, 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 boom. I want you. Okay, so I want to have these as a separate things, right? So because I want to have the input and output ones, right? So this is gonna be out axis, and this is the out modification. So in here, I can do output input, boom, and query replace out in, boom. So honestly, I don't give a shit about access time. Can I just do something like ignore and just put ignore in here? Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, so if in input modification time is greater, I'm gonna just make a wild assumption that sys_time overloads operator greater for comparison, because I do remember that D has overloading for the operators. So I'm gonna just go ahead and try to do that. If it fails, we'll try to figure out, well, like, what the fuck is going on. So if it's greater, that means we need to do modification, like rebuilding here. Okay, so let's try to rebuild. So sys_time, okay, there is no sys_time. Maybe there is sort of like a time. Okay, so there is a date time, and do you have a sys_time? I can see here, so here is the sys_time, so that means what we have to import in here is date time. Let's fucking go. It works. Okay. Wait, that is it actually. I think that is it. So let's go through all of these things. I'm gonna query replace, go rebuild yourself. This, boom, 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 boom. Okay, I should stop. So query replace that. Like, I really apologize for me autistically renaming all of these things. It's just like when I'm not following the common convention, it kind of like annoys the hell out of me. So I feel like I have to follow the convention. It's not like I have a preference. Well, I mean, I do have a preference or like to use snack case, but I try to follow the same conventions as the environment I'm in, right? So it's kind of important for me. All right, so if I try to run knob, it seems to be working. Now, what I can do in here, now I want to enable optimization, right? I just modify the source code and I run knob again. It rebuilt itself and it ran knob again. Well, it didn't manage to actually run it. So something is wrong. It tried to rebuild, but it didn't print anything. So that's kind of weird. Huh. Did I do a fucky wucky? So if not, second rename Zozin. Second rename. Well, there's supposed to be two renames. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? So we're renaming binary to old. All right, we're renaming binary to old. Then we're building the new thing. We're building the new thing. And if it fails, we rename it back. Oh, yeah, we have to actually swap it around. I see. Thank you so much. Right, so let's actually restart the whole thing. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove that. Right, so let's actually imagine how do you bootstrap the whole thing. So dmd knob.d. Okay, so you've got the knob, and then you try to run the knob, and it seems to be working, but it already ran the optimized version and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. So, but now I want to disable the optimization because it's too fast. It's too fast for my liking. And okay, and it still didn't fucking work. So I wonder what exactly happened. So I did something very fucking stupid, as usual. So it's something here. Chat. So something with CMD. Yeah, I suppose if it's not equal, I think it has to be equal. Yeah, so it's success when it's equal. All right, okay, all right, okay, all right. So if I try to rebuild DMD, okay, I run it one more time. It like builds this thing. Now, the use case. I'm trying to optimize my program. I run it again. Boom, and it worked. Look at that. It renamed the old into knob old. Then it rebuilt itself. remove the old version and run the old version, and then it rebuilt. Now if I try to run it again, it didn't do that. Who needs knob? Honestly, the entirety of the go rebuild yourself technology is this. Like, I'm not even fucking joking. So it's just literally this. It's 32 lines of code. Go rebuild yourself technology. It's that fucking simple. It's not even magical. Right, so that's actually kind of cool. But it has a borrow checker. Scope keyword turns on the borrow checker. Scope, as far as now, scope is like a defer, isn't it? But anyway, so this is actually, yeah, so we can actually work with this kind of stuff. I do approve this scheiße. So, and now we can iterate on this program and do different things. Can I don't know, like, how do I do FFI, for instance? So is there something like FFI C external? Maybe there's something in a language reference. In a language interfacing to C. Okay. D is designed to fit comfortably with a C compiler. C, D, znats, O. So for the target system, it is able to call C functions directly without requiring wrapper functions. Holy fucking shit. This is normal for a system language. You're not a system language if you can't do that, by the way. This is done by matching the C compiler data types, layouts, and function call return sequences. The import C compiler extension allows importing or compiling. Who needs Zig? Bro, what the fuck? Import C is a C compiler embedded into. I don't remember that. I don't remember D actually being able to do that. Bro, just use D! I don't understand what's the point of Zig. D covers all of the cases. We don't need Zig. Guys, like, there is no market for Zig. D covers all of the cases. Bro, just use D. Just use D. I don't fucking understand what's the point of using Zig. Just use D. There you go. It just covers all of the cases, bro. Bro. Anyways, so what do we have in here? And then can you? Oh, you can just. Can I just like use raylib without by? Is that something I can do? The moment has come, chat. We are at that moment. We are at the moment, the climax of the stream. So yeah. So let's actually download this thing. Raylib any %. Okay, so it's gonna be download. So this is a raylib. Okay, so can I unpack? All right, so it has been unpacked. But the question is, okay, so you can feed like C into that, but can I feed H? Is that something I can do? Like, again, let me see. So this is a build system. This is import C. So yeah, here's the compiler C function C. Okay, you just do import. I'm gonna make a really wild assumption. What if I do import raylib? Right, I'm just doing import raylib, right? And trying to compile this shit. Obviously, it cannot find that. I can try to provide the. I think lib is not gonna be enough. What if I just provide the raylib.h? I think this is kind of an interesting idea to do so. So main.d, it's actually knob.d. What if I put that stuff in here? Raylib.h. All right. Unrecognized, okay. File extension H. But what if I rename it? So because apparently it probably recognized this kind of stuff by an extension. Might as well, by the way, just do something like array_lib.c. Right, so and this is basically symlink, right? So it's a symlink to that. And I'm gonna call it C. So will you recognize that shit now? Wait, even if it worked, this is unexpected. How did it fucking link it? Well, okay. I didn't use a single array_lib function though, so it didn't have to link with. Okay, so that's fair. Okay, so that is expected actually. Yeah, it doesn't link anything, and it probably just like it doesn't do anything. Okay. So I think I understand what the fuck is going on. So and then here we are importing array_lib. Okay. Begin drawing. So let's do knob. Holy fucking shit. And it even points at... Bro! D developers, add support for .h files. Like, I literally just renamed H file to C. Like, just allow H files and it's gonna be fucking banger language. Just, seriously. Anyways, let me see. We have to link with this shit. So it's going to compile dmd help link. Oh, linker flag. Okay. So let me. I'm gonna try to make a wild assumption in here, as usual. As fucking usual. So this is that and format. Right. So it's gonna be S. Maybe what I have to do is, can I simply provide like a direct thing? So this is going to be lib, because I want to actually link it statically. So if I remember correctly, if it's using GNU linker, I'm going to assume it uses GNU linker. I can do something like this, and it should work. Okay, so that didn't work. Cannot find. Understandable. All right. So that means we can do something like that, and that probably requires a second linker flag, where we just do lr equal. Funnily enough, this is a really funny flag, right? So first -l comes from D. And it passes the linker probably to GNU linker, and the GNU linker also has -l. That's kind of funny. So I probably have to actually pass it like in here, right? So let's fucking. This thing weighs 2 megabytes. It used to weigh less than megabyte, but now it weighs 2 megabytes, and the size of array_lib, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's 2.7 megabytes. Okay. That's something new. I didn't expect that. Okay, so that was a surprise. Oh, no, okay. So that's not surprise. No init window. Okay. Init window. So does anybody remember what's the init window? So what's the parameters of init window? Init window. So it's a width and height, like this. Hello from these nuts. Okay, so let's do. I can actually do something cool in here, because after that I can do like cmd, and I can just execute main, right? And if it fails, so return 69. So that means if I can run, compile and run simultaneously. Who needs Zig? Even C3 cannot do that. This is a Zeke killer. This is a straight up Zeke killer. Zeke has been just murdered violently. Chat, somebody call the police. Seriously, somebody has to call the police. Zeke was just murdered violently. So somebody has to investigate this crime. It's just like, that's it. It's over. It's over for Zeke. Like, you can do the same thing. So yeah, let's actually try to go further and see what else we can do. This is cool. This is actually cool. So yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't have knob, but as you can see, you can implement knob yourself, right? So you can compile D with itself and stuff like that. Maybe you can just like take this small thing and factor it out into a separate library, and there we go. Like, you don't need any slope downloaders or anything like that. It's just like, it's pretty cool. I really like that. So, and here, so what we can do in here, so while window should close, while the window should not close, we're going to be doing begin drawing, then end drawing, clear background. Can I do red in here? And here we just do close window. And if, fuck, it doesn't support preprocessor? Does it say anything about preprocessor? Preprocessor. Okay. Fuck! I never tried it. Does Zeke all support preprocessor? Does anybody know, chat? So it's just like... Fuck! Alright, so we have to file an issue. We have to file... No clitorals! No clitorals! God fucking damn it. But maybe they're working on it, yeah. Oh, Zeke also doesn't support preproc. God damn! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! So, yeah. So we designed to compile C files after they have been first run through the C preprocessor. Import C can automatically run the C preprocessor as a C. Ah! Oh, okay, so it can automatically... Do I have to explicitly maybe run it, or running the preprocessor automatically? When compiling for Windows, when compiling for will be used. Otherwise, the CPP will be used. Okay, so does it use it automatically? If the C file has a C extension, we'll run the preprocessor for it automatically. Ah, okay. So we tried to run it, but it... Ah, I see. Here's the thing. We're trying to use the preprocessor directive in D. So I suppose whatever... yeah, it just preprocessed the file, but in D we don't have an access to the C preprocessor directives. I really apologize for the low FPS of my camera, so I just have to give myself a little bit more light. So then I become a little bit more bright, just like Walter Bright. Man, I gotta tell you, Walter Bright is really bright. This is fucking genius. I really like that. This was a very genius idea to steal this feature from Z. Anyways, damn, that's so fucking genius. Stealing features from Zeke. Very fucking cool. So let me see. Yeah, so it seems to be like we now have to maybe I do quite remember there was a function. There was a function. There was a function raylib.h get caller. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. All right, so that means I can actually put some stuff in here. 80ff. So I hope it does support hex literals. Hell yeah, hell fucking yeah, look at that, we got a window. Hello from these nuts. I like this language. So what about beta C? Does anybody know? So can we just like slap beta C on this big and it will automatically become beta C? So beta C. So documentazione articles. That's not articles, it's actually language reference probably. Beta C. Yeah, let's fucking go. So it's just a flag. Okay. So I wonder, does it change anything? We're probably not using any worse C features. Maybe it doesn't matter, but let's actually try to slap beta C. Ah! Oh. Oh. You okay. Do I have to now do that? Uh-huh. So it's not here, yeah, so it has to be main.d, and I probably have to slap it in here. Okay. So can I do write ln hello world? Aha. So this is probably because we enabled beta C. So yeah, it probably uses some of the features, because if I try to disable beta C, yeah, it's kind of bizarre. So let's actually not use beta C. I don't really know how the fuck it works. Anyways, so yeah, so I have a feeling that like write-ln doesn't work in beta C because they suggest to use printf from the standard C library. So like it's kind of a weird thing. I would like to explore it a little bit better at some point, but I don't really fucking know how to use it. So anyway, what else can we do? We can actually maybe draw some rectangles. Draw rectangle, and so this one is a background. Can I have constants, something like const color background? Because color is defined in Raylib. Does it pick up the struct definitions? By the way, this is kind of okay. Get color cannot be interpreted at compile. So const is a compile time value, and this is a runtime value. Cringe. Exactly. And Siphon knows why. Siphon knows why. Because Jai can interpret these kind of things at compile time. Jai can call C functions at compile time. And it's not even fucking joke. Jai can do that, like, easily. Fucking easily. It's actually an insane magic. So yeah. Can your Zeke do that? Can your D do that? So actually solved computer science problem, yeah. No, that sounds like a good D improvement proposal. Could be. So I don't know if John is gonna kill me for saying that, but the way it does that, it actually loads the DLL version of the library at compile time. So that's I think I got kicked out of the Jai beta just by saying that. I'm so sorry, but I mean it's a simple idea. It's not like super magical. Just the fact that it can explain how it works in a single sentence means that it's not really that revolutionary of an idea. Dynamic link, yeah, compiler just like at compile time loads DLL, so it doesn't do anything particularly special. Just compiling the while Raylib, yeah. Oh, this is actually, yeah, interesting idea. Yeah, just compile Raylib with the decompiler. That could be a thing, but I really don't want to go into that, you know, into that rabbit hole right now, because like Raylib, you also need to specify some macros before compiling Raylib, otherwise it's not going to pick up the right platform and stuff like that. So anyways, so we get that. So you can't that's so fucking cringe, Brovsky. One of the things we can do we have struct literals? Can I do something like this? Right, so G, B, A, and this one has to be F, 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 oh. Okay, so this is a beta C language reference struct. Okay, so here's a struct. Do you have struct Oh, you have struct literals. Oh shit! Wait a fucking second, Brovsky. Are you telling me that I can do some shit like... Holy fuck. This is a very based struct literals, holy shit. Literals, yeah. Okay, can I have like red? Which is... That is better than what I wanted to use, holy fuck. So, okay, so draw rectangle. So 0, 0, 100, 100 red. Can you do something like that? No, okay. So let's have something like, wait, we can have vector 2, electric boogaloo. So this is gonna be, yeah. And do I have to do 0, 0? I have to specify vector twice. Wait. Oh, I can use type inf. Oh, this makes so much fuck. Wait a fucking second. I don't have to specify color twice. Can I do shit like? Holy shit. Okay, okay. I'm considering daily driving this language actually. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? So for a semi-slope language, this is not bad. Semi-slope language, this is not bad. So I know there's like a drawing. So draw rectangle V. So that means I can do shit like position, and then I can do 100, 100, just a sec. And color is red. Fuck off. So what's funny is that, as far as I know, there's operator overloading in D. Can we overload some operate as? Operator overloading. Operator overloading is accomplished by rewriting operators whose operands are class or struct class. Struct object into calls to specifically named members. No additional syntax is used. Op unary string. Unary operator x. Wait, it's the first per. Wait a fucking second. Wait. It accepts string at compile time and it checks that it's equal to minus at compile. It's not a runtime, it's specifically you have a single template function for all of the unary operators and you distinguish them at compile time through a string. What the fuck is this? Wait. You can basically say, okay, so so you can compress this if condition by doing something like this. But this is unary. We need binary. What about binary? And all of them are members. So all of them are members. I actually define it outside of the member. So this is indexing. Okay, so let me do control binary. Binary operator overloading. Okay, so this is what we can overload. So OP. Okay, it's kind of similar. OP binary operation is again compile time string, and you have a RHS as a second. Okay, I don't like that. Do they have to be members? Because I have a struct defined in C. Can I define it outside? Operator overloading comparison operators. Okay, so overloading equals. Can I just define them outside, like in C++? For example. Yeah. So what am I not doing here? Op operator, op binary. It doesn't inline, like not indent everything properly. Can I just have vector 2 LHS, vector 2 RHS? Is that something I can do in here? And obviously return vector 2 in here. So, and this is gonna be plus. This is gonna be plus. And So LHSX plus RHSX is the new vector. I'm making just assumption. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't work. So I don't fucking know. Is it going to... Or it doesn't really mean anything. Can I do... So on each iteration, just do something like vector 1. Well, I mean, you probably have to do something like this then. Incompatible type for position. You can't do that, unfortunately. Or vector 2 cast float, both operands are of type for position. So is that because this one is not... Man, I want to be able to do the overloading outside. It looks like it has to be part of the structure, unfortunately. So you can't define, like, overload it outside of this entire thing. The better should just take one argument RHS with LHS being implicit akin to this. That's an interesting idea. So, but how does it know? Well, we can try to do that. But I mean, it makes sense if this thing was a member of struct, but we can't make it a member of struct. So, yeah, data. Yeah, I don't think it is a thing because it doesn't know what it belongs to. It doesn't know what it belongs to. Binary operator overloading. So there's that. Yeah, I don't see it. So operator cast. That is sadgy. That is sadgy. You have to make a wrapper. I think you can. Oh, this is a. I don't want to do a wrapper. I don't want to do a wrapper. So this is a no-go for me. Well, I mean, yeah, I can do a wrapper, but not right now. I don't feel like doing it right now. Okay, wrapper EU, exactly. It would be cool if we just could, like, C++ style, define an operator outside of this entire thing. So how long I was here? It's 1.5 hours. So what else can we do in here? Well, I mean, we probably need to specify some stuff. So alias types. We can take a look at the alias types though. So let's see, alias type qualifiers. Const oh my god, there's the simplest immutable declaration. Use this access set to 3. It's immutable. Why is it so huge though? It's a huge ass keyword. So for immutable, usually people put this kind of like a huge ass keywords when they try to discourage you from doing that. So is D trying to discourage me from using immutable variables or something like that? That's kind of bizarre, honestly. That is kind of bizarre. But yeah. Funnily, so if I have struct, I don't know, vector 2, if I define my own vector 2, is it going to complain about the redefinition of vector 2? Cannot pass arguments. Yeah, so because it's a different parameter. Ooh, look at it. They're coming from like a different places in here. They're coming from a different places. So somebody was suggesting something like alias this, right? I'm still kind of like alias this. To make a wrapper, I think you can use alias this, but it's a fuff. I don't know what the word fuff means. I don't speak English. I'm sorry. So that's disappointing. That's the most disappointing part. It's annoying fuff. Okay, thank you so much. Oh, it's hexadecimal. It's a hexadecimal. So what is the alias this? Alias this. Yeah, I can see like why it could be annoying. I can see why it could be annoying. But anyways. Maybe struct relip. What if I do something like this? So there should be something to extend. All right, so it's not obvious right away. It's not obvious right away. So let's maybe go back to the article that was actually suggesting, like basically explaining how to use D for C programmers, right? So this is how you take the size of the stuff, right? So getting the max and min values of the type, right? So you have constants in C, and in D, you have basically the properties of the types. Okay, so primitive types. This is, I think I know where C3 stole a lot of these ideas. I think I see all of that. Okay, so there's a special floating point stuff. All of them are fields of the types. Okay, okay. Remainder after division. Oh, look at that. So it has a remainder for floating point types. Holy fucking shit. It's like built in. Right, you can just use the percent operator. You don't have to use fmod and stuff. It's overloaded even. My god. My god. Dealing with nonce in floating point comparisons. So yeah, you can check if that's none or this none, return false, otherwise do that. D offers a full complement of comparison operator that work with non-arguments. Okay. Assert a necessary part of any good defensive coding strategy. Okay, D has asserts. That's pretty cool. Initializing all elements of an array. Wait. By the way, we don't use beta C, so can I just use returning here? So if I allocate 17 element access and I just print them, what is going to happen? So I'm just printing these elements. Okay, then I can do x69. So yeah, I have to put parentheses in here. What kind of Fortran is that? Okay. Looping through an array. Okay, so the C way is, we all know C way, just like size I and whatever. It has for each, holy fuck. So I can do for each. Okay, so, and ooh, you can do ranges, or you can do just values and like that, and you can iterate by reference. Okay, this is actually kind of cool. Holy shit. Can I iterate by reference? Also, taking an index. Can I have an index as well? Or I can't have an index in here. Fuck. But I was thinking maybe I could do something like I from 0 to access length. Right, so and if I try to print this entire thing, is it going to print what? Okay, so it actually doesn't include the right thing. So you can do like A and I. Okay, so that means I can do something like access X, and can I just basically assign, like I want to iterate this by a reference and then want to assign I to it. Can I even get rid of this thing so it looks fucking cool? And then I want to write a len access, like so. Just basically ignore everything after this return. Cannot implicitly convert. Okay, so let's do it ulong then. Holy shit. It's almost like Jai, by the way. Jai in shambles. Yeah, Jai can do this kind of stuff. This is actually super convenient. Dang. Create an array of variable size. Array allocation and stuff like that. Okay. That's pretty cool. This is the lamest append I've ever seen in the history of programming languages. Are you for real? bro. Okay, so listen. Equal. Well, at least do plus one. Like, I mean, it's still lame in my opinion, just saying. It is still lame. But I mean, that's at least better. And then to... Bro. Ew. Fucking ew. It's the lamest append I've ever seen. Holy shit. Well, it works. But damn. Damn. Ew. String concatenation. Okay. There are several difficulties to be resolved, like when you can store be freed, dealing with null pointers, finding the length and strings and stuff like that. Bro, this is propaganda. This is propaganda. You just don't have the right abstraction, Brovsky. You just don't have the right abstraction. In Knob, we have an epic string builder. So let me actually get the Knob. So, and string concatenation is actually super easy with Knob. I'm gonna put it in here and just copy paste it. So might as well, so foo.c, and we're gonna include stdio. And I think don't even have the latest snob, because in the latest snob we've got a pretty cool operation recently, just before the stream, by the way, just before the stream. So I'm gonna quickly fetch the latest stuff, the latest snob, and I'm gonna do merge origin main. So if I take a look, so we got submitted a very cool thing. What the fuck am I doing? So origin main. Okay. So knob.h. So there's an append f. So now into the string builder, you can quite easily append in a printf style with fmt and stuff like that. So string builder actually works similarly to string builder in Java or in Go. You can append C strings in there, or you can append sized buffer, or you can append printf style things, right? And it just makes it as convenient as in Go, seriously. And it does memory allocations automatically. It works like a dynamic array, right? So it just like pre-allocates a little bit more capacity than you use, and just like you can append this kind of thing and then maybe send it somewhere or save it somewhere and stuff like that. So it's just like you don't have a right data structure, right abstraction. So this is literally propaganda. This is a slander. But D is pretty cool, so I don't mind. Anyways, and then here, and honestly, like D has a garbage collector, so it's not a fair comparison. It's not a fair comparison. Okay, so listen. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna fucking show you something. So I'm gonna copy paste it in here, right? And you're telling me like, look, it's better than C, right? So write ln s, right? So this is your basically idea of better than C. And I try to compile this entire thing. Let's fucking go. It works. But what if I enable better C? Will all of this shit works if I enable better C? If it stops working because of that, that's not a fair comparison. This is straight up propaganda. This is straight up slander. Calling it. Fucking calling it. Better C. Okay. So will it still work? Okay, so what are you telling me? So it's talking about stdio. Okay. So I feel like write-ln just simply doesn't work with beta C. It just simply doesn't work with the beta C. So let's find the printf version in here. So this is what they are suggesting to use. What's funny is that you can use imports inside of the body of the functions in D. So this is something that I remember from a long time ago, which is kind of cool. Which is not something new per se, right? But I mean, anyway. So we're going to be using printf, and let me see if it's going to work. Cannot pass dynamic arrays to extern var arg. Okay. Interesting. So argument as formatting must be char, not string. I wonder if I go to the articles, do you have anything about strings? This is not what I want. I want string. So, what am I looking at? So this is a language reference, right? So Method to get a C string. Yeah, this is a good question. Maybe in a library reference, string. Do you have C? Okay, so there's something. Okay, they call it strings. So 2 strings. Okay, found it. All right. Undefined 2 strings. Okay. So let's import std string. Called out on bullshit. Called out on bullshit. So it literally beta because of the garbage collector. This is not a fair comparison. Propaganda, slander, propaganda. Calling it. Fucking calling it. You can't trick Zozin. You can't trick Zozin. Zozin knows too much. So format printing. Okay. So there's just like a printf. So what can we say? Printf rules. Okay. Oh. Write of ln. I didn't know that. This is actually kind of cool. So you can do write ln, but with formatting like printf. So you don't have to use a Pascal one. Okay. Forward referencing. Okay. The D-way. The program is looked as a whole. Okay. So basically, it's a modern language that doesn't require forward declaration. Right. So we all know that. So C is an old ass language where people didn't know how to do 2-pass compilers, or it was too slow for the time. So you have to have forward declaration. In modern languages, we can afford just like do several passes. So it's not a big deal. A function that has no arguments. I mean, I'll tell you that not every C programmer knows that you have to put void in here. Who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to impress with this shit, Brovsky? And since C23, you don't even have to do that. In C23, you don't even have to do that. Labeled break. Okay. Well, it's the same. Break and continue statements can be followed by a label. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a go-to, but is that like arbitrary label? Or is it label associated specifically with... Ah, I see. Right, so you break on this label, and because it's a break, it will actually go after that. All right, that makes sense. It's kind of similar to how Rust syntactically does that. Right, that's Java. I don't remember, like, Java labels. Actually, I programmed in Java, but I don't remember using these labels in Java that often. Apparently you can do that, right? So at least I can see that in the language, or whatever. Who cares about Java? So go-to statements. Many C-way go-to statements can be eliminated with the D features of labeled breaks and continue statements, but D is a practical language for practical programmers who know when the rules need to be broken, so of course D supports go-to statements. Oh, we have Les Mason here. Hello. So we're just like looking into the D programming language, so it's kind of cool. It's actually kind of cool. It actually, we recently discovered, it supports directly importing C code without like doing anything. So I could just import Raylib. I didn't write any wrappers. I didn't write anything or whatever. And it just compiled and it just worked. So yeah, actually it didn't, because I put some stupid flags in here that I didn't want to put. So if I do something like that, there we go. Here is the GUI application with the window and stuff like that using Raylib, and the C library just works automatically, and it looks almost like C, but with a little bit of a Java. But it's a proper native language, right? So we can take a look at the file. It's a ELF64-bit, and in terms of dependencies, it just depends on the standard stuff. A little bit of a crap, GCC crap, but it's pretty cool anyway. So it's an interesting language. Struct tags. Okay. Bro. I'm getting disappointed with this article. I'm really getting disappointed with it's a purely C. Okay, maybe not. It's specifically saying that it's D for C programmers. So it's trying to relate specifically to C. But I mean, it's like it's not that big of an achievement, honestly. It's just like no, it's not an LLM article. It's too short. Look how short this sentence is. If it was an LLM article, this specific sentence would have taken like half of the screen at least. And then it would end with another paragraph that starts with overall. So this is definitely not an LLM. I think it was written by human. So lookup strings. Okay, so this is something. This is a game changer. At least for C developers. At least for C developers, this is straight up a game changer. So yeah, even C++ can do that shit. Even I think maybe in the latest C++ they actually added something, but I don't think C++ could do that. C3 has that as well. Okay, I see. So set instruct member alignment. Wait, what the fuck? That is okay. Wait, how does it work? Extends the cons. Wait. I tried to increase the size and it just like I lost everything. So D has a syntax for setting the alignment that is common to all D compilers. The actual alignment done is compatible with the companion C compiler alignment for ABI compatibility. To match a particular layout across architecture, use align 1 and manually specify it. Is 1 byte aligned, then you can have a whole block that is 4 byte aligned, then you can switch to, like you see, you put like a colon in here, so everything after that is gonna... So you can like specify like, the whole ranges of the structure that is aligned differently depending on what the fuck you need. Not bad for a language with a garbage collector, not gonna lie. Man, D is so fucking wild. Like a garbage collected slop language, you also can like precisely align structures. It's so fucking wild. It's like it has literally everything. Like, what the fuck is this language? It's so weird sometimes. It's just like you rarely encounter this combination of features in a single language. So C# can also do that. Okay, that's kind of fun. This combination of features is just like really funny. Anonymous structs and unions. Well, D can do it as well, right? So you don't have to. You also have unions. Okay, that's pretty cool. Declaring structs, types, and variables. Okay, this is how we declare structs, right? You just declare structs and whatever. Getting the offset of the struct. This is very important, right? So this is very important. Being able to get an offset of the. Oh, this is kind of cool, right? So if you want to get an offset of the member like that, you can just do it like this. So usually, like, why do you need an offset to a struct member? It is very important feature in C specifically, because sometimes you want to write a generic function that access just some arbitrary field that you don't know at compile time, right? So you may have like a struct, let me actually enable simp_c, like foo, right? And then you have a bunch of fields like x and y. And then you want to write a function that doesn't really care about specific structure or specific field, but it still wants to work with a field of a structure. So what you can do is you can accept a pointer to the structure, right? So this is going to be just a pointer to the structure. And then you can specify ptr_diff_t field offset, right? And maybe it also makes sense to specify like a size, a field size, right? And then it does something with that specific field of that specific structure. And the way you pass this entire stuff, right? So you have a foo, you provide a pointer to the structure, and then you do offset of foo x, and then you can specify size of foo x. Right, so the function knows nothing about structure foo, it knows nothing about field x, but you still can pass that thing into that. Right, so you give it a structure, you give it offset, and so on and so forth. Right, but this is needed for sort of like writing this generic code. D does in fact have templates and stuff like that, so it doesn't really need that. But at the same time, D can interact with the C code. So maybe you want to use a C code that uses this kind of style of generic functions. And for this kind of stuff, you may want to be able to take offsets. Okay, so that makes sense. Right, by itself, I don't feel like you need this kind of stuff. But if you are interacting with C code or with the low-level code, you may need this kind of features. Okay. Okay. So union initialization. Oh, you can just specify. Okay, so members explicitly. But can you do that with the structs? You should be able to do it with structs. So you can just like put colon here. It's almost like Go. It's almost like Go. Array. Oh, does it? So it does have designated initializers. Wait, fuck off. Oh, I thought it's okay. I thought you can index by enumerations, but it just uses enumerations to. Okay. Okay. So it has my favorite feature where you can have designated initializer. This one is actually super important in my opinion. This one is actually super important. You know why? Because you may sometimes change the order of enumerations, right? And because of that, you should not forget to change the order of the elements that are associated with the enumerations. And without designated initializers, it's kind of like annoying to do that. And this is something that annoys me in Jai, for instance. But as far as I know, in Jai, suggested way to work that around is to just initialize this array manually, like just X, like C index and so on and so forth, and just run that initialization at compile time. So, and it kind of, you know, does the same thing, but it's still kind of annoying syntactically. But I mean, I see where John is coming from. I see where John is coming from. Okay, so yeah, so this article is actually very like, you know, fine-grained. So it gives you like a little tidbits of like kind of information, but it's not particularly useful to explore feature of the language in a broad sense, in broad strokes, I would even say, right? So like, this is not really my style of learning languages where I just like carefully read each individual feature and stuff like that. I like to learn languages, as you probably noticed, in a very broad strokes. I just jump into some sort of a project and I just start doing shit. I encounter some problems and I just Google how to solve this kind of problems, and you learn like a whole bunch of features, you know, simultaneously. So it's a pretty cool idea to have an article like that, but it's definitely not my style of learning, right? So it's because it's kind of boring for me, like reading each individual feature and stuff like that. And it's just like I like to do shit, right? So just like go ahead and do shit. So C preprocessor article, C preprocessor versus D. It's a pragma once, D way. Well, I mean, D has modules. Like it literally doesn't care about like inclusion guards and stuff like that. It's just like it doesn't matter, honestly. It doesn't matter. So yeah, so let's acknowledge some subs. Thank you so much, Casty64_T for Twitch Prime with a message meow. Meow indeed. Isra77BR, thank you so much for tier 1. Atabaza, thank you so much for tier 1. Siphon Altera, thank you so much for tier 1 with a message. Nice Debro, thank you so much. So Heck Pets, thank you so much for tier 1 with the message H2D. H2D indeed. Numeral 0, thank you so much for tier 1 with the message passing linkers like they're passing blunts. It's a good one. It's a good one. So yeah, I already streamed for 2 hours and I got a gist of D programming language. Not really got it, but kind of recovered. And it's a pretty cool language. I kind of like it better than the previous times I tried it. It's kind of weird. I don't know what I would attribute that to. Is that because I became smarter or the language became better? I think I became dumber. So it's probably because the language has improved over the years. BP in D next stream. Nah, we're not gonna be doing BP. I'm probably gonna do like one last stream or session on BP, and I'm gonna be over with this series. So yeah, it's pretty cool language. I kind of want to do something more complex in it at some point, because yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Can't really compile to WebAssembly. I don't think it has a target for WebAssembly, chat. Do you guys know anything about that? So DMD help. So does it have a target? So OS operating, maybe this is how you can specify it, but I suspect it doesn't support WebAssembly because it has a LLVM backend. A LLVM backend probably does support WebAssembly. Yeah. Game in D like Epers in Ada. Yeah, that would be interesting. Maybe port Epers to D will be kind of interesting. So yeah, it's pretty cool language. You need LDC backend for WASM. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Deepers. Deepers. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So, do we have any recreational programmers streaming right now, chat? We should probably rate somebody. So let's actually try to rate some epic recreational programmers. So I don't really see any epic recreational programmers, to be fair. Damn, nobody's really streaming who I would like to rate. All right, okay, that's it for today. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate that. Have a good one, and I see you all on the next recreation programming session with Mr. Azuzin. I love you all. Mwah. All right, this is an offline footnote session, and I just would like to go through some feedback I've got after the main session. First of all, apparently D does have a borrow checker. I mean, it's an experimental feature, right, that you have to explicitly enable, but it's a borrow checker nonetheless. I guess it was really bold of me to assume that D doesn't have some language feature. I really apologize for that. I really apologize for that. So it's a live functions, and like I didn't look into that into the detail, but I suppose this is something that you enable explicitly on some parts of your code, which in my opinion is kind of a better approach than Rust. So essentially Rust forces this kind of shit on you everywhere all the time. Right. And in reality, this like borrow checker ownership model kind of prevents you from experimenting on ideas very easily. And you end up essentially, I heard so quite often people just end up prototyping something in a different language like Python, right? So just to figure out what you need and then porting that code to Rust, right? So Rust ownership model makes sense when you know exactly what you want. When you don't know exactly what you want, you do a lot of experiments, and experimenting in that environment is kind of difficult. So it would be much better if you could just prototype, just play around, and then harden the final solution with some sort of like a with the borrow checker and ownership model and stuff like that. Because in case of Rust, that's what people do anyway, right? So they just first prototype and then they harden the solution by porting to Rust, right? So I think that would have been much better if you could just like, you know, disable this kind of thing or enable. So another thing, I found this cool thing called RDMD, which allows you to run your D programs as scripts. So this entire knob self-rebuild trickery, it is not even needed in D because you can just run D as a script. Right, so let's actually check it out. So I'm gonna go to where we were experimenting with this entire thing. So here is the D. So here's my knob, and here I just go and rebuild myself. I can just literally disable this entire thing and do RDMD knob D. And hopefully it will just build it. So I don't even need any of this code in here that does the rebuild, like it's literally not needed. So as far as I know, like TCC has like a -run flag, which kind of does the same. I think more C compilers should just allow you to run your program as a script, or at least, you know, just compile and run so you can use your own language for building your project, right? So because I think it's much more convenient when you have a project in that language and the only thing to build that project you need is the compiler in that language. I think it makes sense, right? It reduces the amount of moving parts and overall reduces the amount of complexity. So this is actually super cool. I really like that. I really like that. So another thing that I want you to look at, I also said that appending to dynamic arrays is kind of lame, right? So you first have to extend the length of the dynamic array and only then just assign the elements and stuff like that. So let's actually take a look into that. Right, so I'm going to create a separate thing called did. So here we're going to have this kind of stuff. Let's import std.io. And let's allocate a dynamic array in here. So the way you append into the dynamic array is essentially you first have to increase the size of the array, right? So length plus 1. And then you have to add your element that you want to add as the last, Emacs, what the fuck, as the last element in here, right? Which is not particularly convenient. But then I realized after the stream already is that we're talking about C-like language. And in C-like language, we have increments, post-increments, and pre-increments. So essentially what you can do, you can just do something like this. And there you go, you just appended an element, right, with a single line, with a single statement, essentially, right? So it's basically, it would be equivalent to like push 69. Even though I think something like having push method would be better, but this is also a solution, right? This is also a solution. You can do something like for each, right? So we can just iterate from 0 to 10, and we can just like append those things in here, and then we can write this entire stuff. So it's a pretty good solution in my opinion. The idea, okay, so and there we go. So it works. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, and what's funny is that it allocates memory every time you increment length, which means that D has some sort of mechanism of properties. I know C# has this mechanism, and I think JavaScript also has this kind of mechanism. So dlang properties. I hope it is going to find me. Yeah, so I think this is the things. So there are some user-defined properties. Property functions. Yes. There you go. So for example, you have some sort of a field and you have a getter and setter for this entire thing with this sort of annotation property. And then when you assign some value to the name of the function, it will just call that function. So it's automatic setters and getters. I don't like this kind of feature, right? Because it's too much voodoo for my liking, right? So I don't like when I just assign a thing and it calls some code and stuff like that. But this is D. It's supposed to have everything. It's like X, the everything platform. This is D, the everything language, right? So it has everything. So yeah, and so this is, I suppose, how length works, right? So it probably calls to allocator and stuff like that. But on top of that, it also keeps track of the capacity, right? So every time we, like before appending anything, we can actually print its length, its current length, and its capacity, right? So it has the field capacity. So I think it would be better to maybe put capacity somewhere here and put something between them, like so. And let's actually try to run this entire thing. So as you can see, initially the capacity is 0. As soon as we append something, it reallocates it and sets capacity 3, so it allocates more than needed, so you don't have to reallocate very often, right? And then it basically kind of like doubles. And actually not doubles, I think it's like its extension factor is more like 1.5, which is a classic thing to do for dynamic arrays. But anyway, so yeah, so that's how you can comfortably work with dynamic arrays. So they're not that bad, they're not that lame. I take my words back. So and another thing that really freaking bothers me about D is that it's capable of compiling C code, right? It is capable of compiling C code, but it's not capable of compiling H files. And this is one of the reasons why we had to add this alias, right? So raylib.c. And once you add this alias, it works perfectly, right? It annoys me to no end that I can't just, you know, provide the H file, because that would have been a very cool language demo. Imagine taking a decompiler, imagine downloading raylib, insanely popular library for game development, which is written in C, right? So you just download these two things and you just start using raylib. How fucking cool is that? You're basically destroying such a cool potential technical demo by not supporting H files. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Support H files. So let's actually see how, like, what exactly is the problem. So here directly I'm giving it the C file. So let's actually give it H file and try to rebuild it. So this is going to be nobd. Right, it's going to fail. Unrecognized file extension. So let's try to find this error message in the decompiler and see if we can fix it. So luckily, decompiler, I already checked it. It doesn't compile for too long, right? So it's actually compiles very quickly, which is cool. I didn't expect that. So let's go to something like third party. Maybe it's gonna clone for quite some time, but we'll see. We can do an actually shallow clone, right? So depth is gonna be 1, and let's do a shallow clone. All right. So that seems to be Gucci. That seems to be a Tamaguchi. So let's fucking go. So there is a compiler folder in here, and in src, you have this thing build.d. And you're supposed to call it, even like uses shebang to call it with RDMD. So decompiler uses the same trick. It builds itself with itself, right? It uses D as a build script as well, which is unfathomably based. I fully support that. This is fucking cool. None of that CMake shit, none of that makefile shit. You have a Turing complete language that is capable of calling external programs. You have everything to build your goddamn fucking project. Sheeple, open your eyes, Sheeple. Stop using these third-party things. Like, you have a language that does literally everything. Like, what kind of brainworms do you have? Like, I don't even fucking know. It's so obvious when you look. We see that you have a Turing complete language. It calls external programs. You have a build tool. That's it. Anyways, so let's actually try to run it. And that's it. We just build the entirety of the compiler. So it is self-hosted, right? So it is written in itself, and it just basically used whatever DMD we had installed to compile itself. So as far as I know, I think we can take a look at the basically. Oh, it probably get ignored, but we can try to find actually a file which is executable with the name DMD. Okay, and it is in folder generated. Right, so let's actually go there. Generated Linux. So here's the RIS64, and there you go. Here is the executable that we can try to run. And if I try to run it, so does it do? Yeah, okay. So that seems to be working. That seems to be working. It doesn't have RDMD though. But anyways, so let's actually try to grab for that specific error message in the compiler source code. So where is the knob? Unrecognized file extension. So I suppose this is customizable parameter, so I probably won't be able to find it. But this thing is rather unique. So let's go into DMD and literally just grab this specific combination of characters. And there's not there's not that many things in here. I just didn't expect to see HTML. I'm sorry. Why so specific? It's a part of the tests and stuff. Oh, okay. It's not even an error message or anything. So it occurs in like literally one place, unrecognized file extension. Okay, so that's very interesting. Here it is. So Mars extension, HDR extension, DD extension, C extension, I extension. So what is a C extension? Can we actually say that somewhere? So I think I'm going to have notes, txt. So this is basically where we found this thing. There's only one place where it is located, which is good, right? So there's little copy paste. So what is cxt? Okay, let's try to find that in specific. So I suppose it's some sort of variable, and it's probably initialized. It's not even a variable, it's probably constant, some sort of a global constant, right? So it's probably initialized somewhere. Okay. So that is bizarre. So C, so maybe it has a space. No, it is not initialized. Does it have some sort of a space? No. Oh, it has several spaces. Yeah, should have actually done something like, yeah, equal, and then, yeah, so we found it. Okay, so this is enum. What the fuck is enum? Does it make it, what is this feature? I don't even know what I'm looking at, right? It's just like enum string. So does that mean that I can simply go and just do something like this? H. Is that something I can do? Very interesting question, mein Freunde, mein Freunde, meine Freunde. So is that a compiler? Yeah, src. Let's rebuild the whole thing and see how miserably it's going to fail. All right. I wonder if it rebuilds everything. Okay, so it has a little bit of an incremental compilation, which is super nice. So now we need to figure out how I'm going to be calling this compiler, right? So I'm going to be calling it from maybe like an absolute path, right? So this is generated. Maybe there is some sort of a thing that enables me to run it. Let's call it directly. So here, let's have something like DMD. This one, yeah, let's actually have it like that. So, and this is going to be something like this. We may want to have a version of DMD which is a system-wide, right? So this one. And then we're going to comment it out and we're going to put DMD in here. So now I should be able to do RDMD and just try to run this entire thing. Semicolon expected in if, forgot the cat fucking damn it, all right. 3 hours debugging. Okay, so module array-lib source file must have extension D. Okay, so it actually like fell through. So there is another, there's probably another sort of like a place where it checks for the extension, right? So, so what I'm thinking is that it tried to basically forward it to the decompiler, and now decompiler says that it's not the correct extension. It's kind of interesting. So let's try to grab maybe this thing. So compiler, let's go here and grab this specific thing. So I expect that it's going to have this like in the message, hopefully. No, it didn't have that. Okay. Well, I mean, maybe I have to do something. All right. So what if I say, okay, D module. So source file name must have D extension. All right. So, and that's another one in here. So might as well just put H in here. So this way, slowly but steadily, we're going to eventually maybe compile it to something. I don't freaking know. So let's recompile this thing. I don't even know if it's going to work, by the way. I don't even know. I'm just like following errors, right? So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Honestly, I'm seeing the code base of D for the first time, right? So before the footnote session, I just tried to compile it once, right? But I never looked into the code, so I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm doing. All right, so let me see. So we have recompiled this entire stuff. So RDMD, let's fucking go. Okay. C preprocessor directive is not supported. Okay. I wonder who actually says that. I wonder if it's said by the decompiler or is it said by the C compiler? Right, so essentially we want to make decompiler treat H files as C files. So that's what we wanted to make to do. So let's go back to the compiler. Let's take a look at what kind of changes we've made so far. So this is one and this is the D module. Funnily enough, we need to find the place where the dispatching is going on, right? So where is the dispatching going on? Name is the D source file name stripped of its path. Just a second, my monitor is down. Okay. Identify ID pool name. So it is kind of interesting. I think it has something to do with ID pool name. Right, because it's an ID. And maybe through that ID, it knows where to dispatch things. I think that's how it knows where to dispatch things. So let's try to search for that specifically. Rep RN. So there's a lot of things in here, but where is the declaration definition of this specific method? Where is it? So this is just a return. Okay, so there's this thing. So this is several ID pools. So is that a recursive thing? I'm not sure if it's a recursive thing or something. I kind of need to know what is ID. I wonder if I can do something like this. where I just do write-ln ID equal ID. Like, I want to know what it is. I really want to know what it is. So let's do build. So yeah, it can't. Is there any way to do diagnostics though? How do we print? So there's an async error. So let me find async. So there's only async errors, but I don't see warnings, info. Let's find all the usages of async. Async, like what kind of stuff do we have in here? Message. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So I can do async message. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right, async message. You're supposed to provide the location, so there is some sort of a location initial. I personally don't care where exactly you're going to put that. Maybe because of that we don't care. So this is ID and this is ID, right? So essentially, so this is how you print the messages in here. Cool, 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 cool. Now let's build. Very interesting, very interesting. So nobd and rdmd, let's fucking go. And it's nothing. It's actually turned to nothing. But this is probably because maybe we didn't find anything. So what if it was just C? Right, I'm gonna just put C in here. And okay, so ID doesn't seem to be that important. Right, ID doesn't seem to be that important. Honestly, I cannot find import C along the import path. Okay, so that's a little bit bizarre because with the new version of the compiler, it doesn't even compile because we probably broke something. Right, so if I just go back in here, it does in fact compile, but with the new version that we just downloaded from the source code, this even C doesn't work anymore. So cannot find import C along import path. So I don't think import C is something that is a part of the of ArrayLib. I actually don't think so. So if I just grep this entire stuff like so, yeah, it's not exist. It's probably something that decompiler generates itself. And I wonder, where does it get that, right? Is that part of the D distribution? If I go into my D that I have installed somewhere here, so in OPT, right, so I actually recently installed the official distribution of DMD because I wanted to like get the latest features and stuff like that. I wonder if it has mentioning of import C. Yeah, import C is the name of the compiler, of the C compiler that is built into D. I just remember that. I just remembered that. Import C is the, okay, Jesus fucking Christ, brovskis. So can I just do H? Yeah, so that's no way to go. Maybe we need to find a file with the name like that. There we go. So here it is. So it's a D runtime. So it couldn't find this file, and I wonder why it couldn't find this file. Probably because we're running it from a weird place. We're running it from a weird place. I wonder if I can just take that and maybe alias it somewhere here into my main distribution. Maybe there is a way to install it, but I just don't want to bother doing that. So DMD Linux, and here is going to be B64. Right, so I'm going to take this and make a symlink. I don't really remember how to do symlinks and stuff. So LSLN, so this is a symlink. So first one comes the target. Okay, got it. So here comes the target, and we're gonna call it something like, you can't see what I'm tapping there, but I'm gonna call it something like DMD hack, right? So there you go. Now we have a DMD and DMD hack. Every time I recompile this entire thing, it's gonna refer to DMD hack. And now it should be super easy for me to basically put here either DMD or DMD hack, right? So, and since it's located from the main distribution, maybe it will be able to finally find the import C and compile it properly, right? So let's actually see if it's going to work. Our DMD, and yeah, it seems to be working, and it also prints you know, the IDs, and IDs have nothing to do with that. So there's also deprecation because we're using older version of Phobos, right? So this is a newer version of the compiler, but with the older version of Phobos, so it deprecates some stuff. Okay, so that makes sense. At least now we can sort of like debug things around. I'm really happy about that. Okay, so Mars D. So I suppose ID doesn't like matter at all, right? So ID doesn't matter. And I wonder if I can maybe debug this entire thing. I wonder if I could actually. Huh, didn't think about that. So, but to debug this entire thing, I have to be a little bit more careful. So let me think. So I need this kind of stuff. So this is the output, and these are the parameters that I will need in here. I'm going to try to replace all of that stuff with a space, like so. And now I need to find, so which DMD hack, right? Yeah, so that's totally fine. I can do which DMD hack, and then I'm gonna provide GF. So do I have GF? It's a GF2. And boom, now I should be able to go to Mars D. So this is the place where all of that happens, right? So did it load everything correctly? No breakpoints, no trace point. Okay, so it didn't complain at least about some stuff. So I'm gonna do break, and we're going to break on Mars D at the point of, let's actually break somewhere here. So it's 1885. Okay, it found that. It actually found this entire shit, which is fucking impressive, honestly. So now I'm gonna run this entire thing and let's fucking go. Okay, so we broke it. That's fucking cool. Okay, so what kind of name do we have in here? This doesn't... It's completely unreadable. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We can step a couple of steps. So here's the ID, and that specific ID, it also completely unreadable. Thank you very much. So like, what the fuck am I supposed to? It's like cannot access the. It's useless, honestly. It's useless. We can step into the module. So this is printing. Yeah, maybe it actually hits that place a couple of times. So it's actually okay. So that's cool. That's cool. So it also talks about some extension. Oh, extension is finally C. All right, so this is the second one. So I suppose the only thing we care about here is when extension becomes C. Maybe I need some sort of a conditional, breakpoint, but I can just like eyeball it very easily. Okay, so what I need to do, we need to actually try to compile it with H now. That's what we have to do. Can I stop the entire thing? So I'm gonna kill the whole thing, kill the debugging target. All right. So can I? Yeah, so I just reloaded it. So do I have breakpoints in here? So breakpoints got broken. So let's do Mars D5. I'm gonna have it saved in the notes. So this is break. This is where we break. And this is what we run. So we're running specifically with H. Let's fucking go. And so the extension is D. As you can see, I don't care about this one. I continue the execution. Now it is H. So let's actually continue. Okay, so we don't care about this thing. And now it checks for the ID. I suppose the ID is going to be empty, right? So it doesn't matter. We can't read it anyway, so who cares? Now I want to step into somewhere, right? So I want to kind of step into the creation of the module, into the constructor of the module. So if I do step into, it steps into the message, which is not what I want, but I can step a couple of things, right? So, and it just like went through and it just returned. So, and then you're supposed to return false. So what is this function, by the way? What is this function? So it creates a module. But I suppose the module is the output. Yeah, it's an output parameter. The question is how that module is then used. So, okay, let's actually go. Right, for each file, we create a module. Okay, we create a module, and then, so we push in a bunch of modules in there. So there was a global object files push object file to chars. So there's something about the module, right? So there's definitely something about the module. Okay, so I suppose this was the last file, right? So we are getting out of here. So what is this function? What is this long ass function? Right, come on, you can do that. I want to find, okay, so try main. I see. I feel like, I have a feeling that it has something to do with the either structure module or a class module. Right, so this is going to be struct module. Let's fucking go. There is no such thing as a struct module. What about class module? So yeah, we do in fact have class module. So this is just a forward declare. It's even C++, right? We don't even care about this kind of stuff. What is the module though? Oh my god. So is that a union? How can I even find the type module? So I'm in the right place, right? So it's not a struct, that's for sure. It's not a struct. So what other things do we even have? Maybe, so there's a D module declaration. So it's extend C++. Oh, it is a class module. Why didn't it find it though? Am I dumb? So there's a, okay, so here, I just didn't see that. I apologize about that. Sorry. Okay, so it tries to interact, so OBJ file, and so on and so forth. So the constructor, I don't remember how you do the constructor, so it's a package. It's a package. Oh, and so, okay. So we basically were in a constructor anyway. I see now. We basically were in a constructor anyway. So this one, okay, so there is a source file name, that we provided. Okay, so this that's understandable. Set output file name. So what is this function? Set output file name. All right. So name doc file name, else if argument is one of these. File absolute file name equals. We found this place, by the way. The file is supposed to be. It's not that place. It's a wrong place. So this one cannot find file. Do they? Maybe I should just look for other places where we look for C extensions. If it has extension C, it is a C file. If it has extension I, it is a preprocessed C file. It is a header C file. So, yeah. So do we then use CXT anywhere else? I don't think so. That's the only kind of places. Yeah. So preprocessing and preprocess. So this is probably where it makes the decision to preprocess the file or not. This is probably where it does that. So I'm going to put actually H in here. Yeah, that makes sense. So let me go through all of the places where we do all of that. So here we just letting compiler create modules with the file extensions H, right? We just allowing to do that. What do we do here? Here we're reading the module, I suppose. And here we make a decision to preprocess it or not, because remember, .i was a preprocessed one, so you don't have to preprocess it. And here there's a sort of flag to preprocess or not. Right, so, and we are preprocessing when preprocess is enabled. This thing is CXT. I suppose we have to say something like or H. We are preprocessing it in this specific case. We do not preprocess it when it's I, mind you, because it's already preprocessed. So it's either C or H. So that's what we're doing in here. So I'm just trying to make sure that I understand every part where we sort of hit CXT. So, and this one is basically parse module, right? So we're parsing the module, and so we're making sure that we recognize H files as well, right? So in all of these cases, it's just like preprocessed or not preprocessed and stuff like that. Okay, I do understand all of the places where we use CXT, so it would be kind of nice to have something like HXT, but I don't know how to use that enumeration feature, right? So I'm just like very cautious about that. But I mean, with a string it works, so maybe that's totally fine. So what do we have in here? So what kind of changes did we make? So we made it in here, and we made it in here. So it's actually spread across several files. So maybe what I have to do, I have to check other places where CXT is used. Okay, this one is very important. So this is run command. Okay. So yeah, we have to be really careful. Let me, just in case, grab this specific thing. Is like how many places do we have in here? So this is a false positive. Okay, so this one is interesting. So force extend. So import C no D modules file now search along paths for I then C files. Okay. So force extension. I didn't even know what is a force extension. I know what is this feature. I know what is this feature. It's essentially, I remember, you can actually compile things not only, so RDMD, let me show you. RDMD, right, so you don't have to provide an extension in here. You could actually do RDMD without extension and it actually finds it. So what it does, what this feature does, it actually takes the name and forces an extension on it and tries to find if such file exists or not, right? So this is something I discovered off screen actually. This is kind of funny. Anyways, so I lost my search, unfortunately. I lost my search, so let me quickly do it one more time. So it's going to be grab all of the places where we did all of that. So this is that place. So this is a false positive. We already added H in here. We'll already edit H in here. So this is a false positive. This is a false positive. This doesn't matter. Okay, this one is interesting. Run must be followed by a source file. Okay, so this one probably makes sense only when, you know, we're running it. We're not going to be running H files, so I don't care about that. This is a false positive. We already edit H in here. This is a false positive. This is a false positive. That's it. So I think we checked all the places where CXT is used. And that probably means that, and where we edit H, we kind of understand why we edit H in here. So I think that is basically it. I do think so. So let's actually do build, and let's see if we didn't make any mistakes. Right, it is a success. And now I want to try to do nob.d. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to just do nob. And we're compiling, so it's still, okay, so this is just a deprecation. I thought it complains about like ID equals, right? We removed that diagnostic. Now I'm changing .c to h. I'm changing .c to h, and let's actually see if it's going to work. We just compiled h file and it just worked, and it's not that much to add. It's not that much to add. I have no idea why they didn't support h files. Supporting h files actually makes for a very cool tag demo. I think they should add it. After this session, I'm gonna look into the discussions, maybe on forums or issue trackers and stuff like that, to see if people discuss that, what are pitfalls or anything. But I just hacked the source code of the compiler to add support for it. It's not that hard, and it makes an awesome tag demo. All right, so that's everything what I wanted to say in today's footnotes, right? So thanks everyone for watching, and I see you all on next recreation programming session with Mr. Azozin. I love you all. Mwah.